Jalen Ramsey's a vibe. That's how I talk about you guys. They're all right. Last season, Josh Allen was responsible for the second most touchdowns in the NFL. But if there was any kryptonite to his game, it was when facing zone coverage. Allen ranked in the bottom half of the league in QBR, completion percentage, and yards per attempt against zone, as you see there. That may benefit the Rams entering Thursday's matchup, as last season their defense utilized zone at the second highest rate in the league. They do that well. Dan, when you think about Allen, what you know about his game, did those numbers surprise you?
Yeah, it's a little shocking because he's been so dominant versus man coverage.
Right.
Part of it is because you don't want to play man against him often because the people that are around him are so good. I mean, find guys that can play man coverage against Stephon Diggs consistently and win. I'd say this. First of all, I've spoken out about this offseason. The Rams or the Bills offense is going to be totally different than it has in the past. Personnel groupings with 2 backs on the field, 2 tight ends on the field. So that's going to change a little bit of how defenses play against them. It's also when they were living in that 10 personnel of 1 back, no tight ends, or 11, 1 back, 1 tight end. You don't want to play man coverage against that all the time because it's an obvious passing grouping. So that's why I really believe that the different personnels will help them. But we've heard all offseason that the greatest growth for Josh is going to be at the line of scrimmage and the total control. And when quarterbacks get to that point, almost where Peyton Manning would be like this, right? Like you initially get into the league and it's about getting your offense out of bad plays, a little bit of ownership at the line of scrimmage. All right, these pressures, all that stuff. Let's get out of the bad play. I'll be interested to see how much or how often Josh can be given complete control to get them not only just out of bad plays, but in great plays, in the ideal plays. And that's what Peyton did, right? And so that's really going to be interesting because it's going to come to a point where if he is constantly willing to say the ideal play is for us to turn around and hand this ball off when he's in control at the line of scrimmage and not new offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey.
It's funny you say that. My first game with the Ravens, we played Peyton in Denver, and he threw 6 touchdowns that night.
On Monday Night Football, right?
Yeah, he threw 6 touchdowns. We called up to Dean Pease, who's our defensive coordinator. Dean response was, "What y'all want me to do?" Yeah. So just having command at the line of scrimmage. I think it plays into this as well when we start talking about the maturation of Josh Allen, because now he's ascended to the point where we are meticulously going to pick him apart.
Sure.
Like, what about this part of his game? What about this part of the game? I think the Buffalo Bills need to do a better job of getting away from his legs in critical moments. And I know you have to use that, but Josh Allen accounted for 35% of Buffalo rushes last year, right? And he had an issue with his foot. Remember the little injury he was dealing with throughout the year? I think this is the next step to Josh Allen. No, don't take him away from the run game. Don't take away design runs. But you also got to be conscious about how you use your backs. They drafted James Cook. And this is another important point. Devin Singletary, my man Buggy hit me up. Devin Singletary last year, the running back for the Buffalo Bills, averaged 4.6 a carry. Right? Now, that's favorable boxes because you're worried about the passing game. Right. That's also you worried about Josh Allen. So don't take that element of his game away. But to your point, Dan, getting into the right play for him, maybe let me lean on these guys a little bit more in critical situations. And then when we need to have it, that's when I turn into that guy.
That's what I'm interested to see. Are they able and willing to run the ball when they need to?
Yeah.
It's easy to do it when you want to.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.